Most of the time, people don't care what I have to say or what I do. And you, unfortunately, share that same fate of insignificance with me. Think about it this way. Neuroscience casted a spell upon us by saying people find you insignificant because their brain is telling them so. In other words, other people's brain think you're insignificant because you are presenting, selling, and marketing just like everybody else. There is nothing new to it. There is nothing fresh to it. Or people might say, you are insignificant because you can't present yourself. You are not one Tom Hopkins. You are not Nancy Duarte. And you are certainly not Grant Cardone. So what shall we do? How can we escape that spell of insignificance? I say we can escape that spell by closely listening to the advice neuroscience is giving us. And neuroscience is giving us 3 concrete examples. For one, be disruptive. Second, be relevant. And third, make increased use of mental imagery, of storytelling, if you will. So from point to point number 1, be disruptive. Be disruptive, I researched 2 fields of neuroscience. First point is, first underpoint rather, in this first point is a study done by a man, a psychologist named Robert Snyder. He's a professor of psychology at the University of Maryland. And he said something quite significant. He said, the brain, our human brain, wants to be as energy conserving as it possibly can get. Which means, in other words, when you are doing routine things, if you are having a behavioral pattern that is just like anybody else, the brain won't recognize it. Recognizing it probably, but it certainly won't remember it because it's too time and energy consuming to remember things that are already routine. And this spells disaster for us, folks, because we are conformists. Like I said at the beginning, we shy away from doing new things, so we are always in danger to be insignificant by doing routine things. So what's the solution for this problem? Be disruptive. And this is the second sub-point from the first point. And there is another study by a French psychologist who said, the brain is always looking for disruption of patterns, because when a pattern is disrupted, when we see something that we don't know, then there is danger in the air, or the possibility of reward. So when this pattern is disrupted, we get attention. We have attention because we disrupted a well-known pattern. So I encourage you to do that. Whenever you are in your private life or in your business life, be different. Following your gut. I'm sure when you're an experienced business person like Andy is, for instance, he knows from experience what is right. And this experience that he has is probably something different than what common knowledge is telling him. So first of all, be disruptive. But that is not enough. Point number 2, you have to be relevant. And this is done by another psychologist, and he said, to be truly in the memory of people, to be truly significant in the face of others, is when you can relate the information that you want to transfer to the things the person already knows. Be relevant. So don't say, for instance, when you are doing your business life, hello, my name is so-and-so and I have 25 years experience in the finance sector. Oh, good for you, people will think to themselves. But what's in for them? When you truly have that much of experience, if you truly have that experience level, you know at least a dozen examples of how this person, this individual can be helped exclusively. What I really want to say in this point is what you already know when you are a business person. Quantify your prospects. Really do. Really try to imagine, just like Andy said, what do these people want? What is their need? And find a specific solution for the problems that your customers and prospects face. Then you have number 2. You have already 2 steps to escape this spell of insignificance. The first one was be disruptive. The second point we already covered is be relevant. But you need something else. You need to be seen as a teacher. Because to be truly significant, you have to be remembered. Or otherwise, your name will be forgotten when you walk out the door of that client meeting. So, point number 3 you can remember is increase the use of mental imagery. Why is that? Because when you use several senses in a sales talk, for instance, you use audio effects, you use visual effects, and you probably use imagery, mental imagery. And when you use all of these 3 things, and probably more, people will remember what you have said more. Why is that? Because every experience you make, be it passive, like in the examples I've given right now, the brain processes it differently. When you see something, hear something, make a mental image of something, for the brain, it is as if you experience that what you are hearing, seeing for yourself. There is no difference between doing and hearing something. You become instantly more significant. So there you have it, folks. Be disruptive, be relevant, and use more, increase your use of mental images. When you do all that, you become significant. Question is, now that you know all the information that I've given you, what will you do? Will you try, will you fight to stay significant with the tools I have given you? Or will you sink down again to the bottom of insignificance? The choice is yours. Thank you very much.